Singer vehicle design turned the Porsche 911 964 generation into the ultimate collector machine. As seen in our previous video, we saw how a forgotten Porsche became a million-dollar masterpiece. The Porsche 911 964 went from an unnoticed used car to the basis of an entire new style of automotive building. However, the real question is, how did this take place? The answer, it didn't happen by chance, but from a business that refuses to build any vehicle the same way each time. Each car created has taken years to build and thousands of decisions made to create one piece of perfection. At the core of all this is one individual who was formerly a musician with a high regard for precision. Rob Dickinson did more than design and build Porsches, he redefined it. So how is it possible to take a 30-year-old automobile and change it into something that people will wait years for and be willing to pay millions to own? To answer this question, we need to investigate into the working of Singer vehicle design. Section 1. The man behind the obsession. Rob Dickinson, the front man with a British rock band, was busy on the road, experiencing life as a rock star. But after spending time in Los Angeles, he became fascinated not with the music scene, but rather with a 1969 Bahama yellow Porsche 911 he drove every day. Although to many in Hollywood at the time it was simply an old, noisy, somewhat temperamental German vehicle, for Rob it was a work of art waiting to be completed. He started to modify, improve, and rethink the performance of the car, not only in terms of speed, but more importantly from the standpoint of being built correctly. Known as Brown Bomber, he could drive it to and from grocery stores, recording studios, and etc. Wherever he drove it, people didn't just look at him, they stopped him. They wanted to know who built it and if they could buy one. It was at that time that Rob realized there was an entire global community of people out there that were not interested in having the latest supercar loaded with all of the latest electronics, but rather they were looking for nostalgia blended with modern-day performance instead. Rob then left the stage in 2009 and started working on a little workshop in North Hollywood, California. He wasn't just creating a new automobile company, he was starting a new automotive lifestyle. The first step to his vision was to find a perfect canvas to create his masterpiece. Section 2. The perfect starting point. To create an exceptional Porsche 911, Rob must first secure a base model for the build. But rather than selecting the iconic 2.7 RS from the 1970s or the high horsepower turbo models from the 1980s, he made his best choice in the 964, produced from 1989 to 1994. Which was largely passed over by most 911 collectors. As the middle child of the Porsche 911 family, the 964 was previously considered an undesirable model because it was heavier and more complex than earlier examples of the 911 and did not feature the elegant, lightweight chrome bumpers of the earlier models. For many years, if a Porsche was listed as a used car for sale, chances are that it was a 964 and selling for a mere $20,000. Rob's view of the 964 was vastly different, seeing past the oversized plastic bumpers and finding the incredible automotive creation hidden underneath. The 964 is the first 911 produced with coil spring suspension. All prior models utilized heavy torsion bars, while the 964 offered much better handling than any vintage 911 was capable of providing. The 964 also included power-assisted steering, significantly improved air conditioning, and a very strong 3.6-liter flat-six engine that could handle more than its original power rating. In many ways, the 964 can be described as the Goldilocks of Porsche chassis, robust enough for present-day use, yet compact enough to replicate the driving characteristics of all other 911s, both earlier and later models. Although the primary goal of the team at Singer is to restore a 964 to its original specification, their secondary goal is to take the 964 and use a process called backdating. This process involves removing every exterior part of the 964, including the large, heavy pieces of steel and slash or plastic that were used to create the vehicle, so that they can keep only the 964's donor portion, which is its mechanical heart. Once the staff at Singer has found enough donor vehicles, the company's next step is to wrap the best handling chassis that Porsche made in an exterior/body structure that looks like it was constructed during 1967. However, once the first shipment of donors arrived at the Singer shop, it became clear to the development team that if they want to produce the ultimate 911, each and every component of the vehicle will need to be completely re-engineered. Section 3. Rebuilding perfection from the ground up. When a donor car enters the Singer garage, it's not a car any longer. It's an endless number of possibilities. The very first step of the process is called the total strip of the sole, which means that each and every one of the stitching that makes up the interior, every bolt and every single body panel is removed, leaving just the raw steel chassis. However, even that isn't sufficient for Rob Dickinson, who takes the chassis and completely seam welds it to give it the structural integrity of a modern-day race car, thus transforming a frame that is now 30 years old into a first-rate handling platform. Next comes the magic, the skin. Most, if not all, of the exterior body panels, including fenders, bumpers, hoods, and roofs, are replaced with a military-grade carbon fiber material. While this alone will give the car a true exotic look, weight savings are a huge benefit. A standard 911 of this era is already very light. However, when you consider a Singer reimagined 911, it's basically a featherweight athlete that typically weighs in at less than 2,700 pounds. The perfection is the true power behind the beast. A Singer does not simply rebuild the engine. Singer forms partnerships with the gods of speed to build both the 3.8-liter and 4.0-liter flat-six engines in collaboration with great companies such as Ed Pink, Racing Engines, and Williams Advanced Engineering. These powerhouses aren't mere power plants, they're masterpieces. Each engine boasts ceramic-finished intake manifolds, exterior fan shrouding that matches the interior, an exhaust sound that creates a symphonic-like mechanical note that continues to scream to a red line of 9,000 revolutions per minute. However, when you open the door, what welcome you are not only more brilliant, but a level of craftsmanship that would have made a Swiss watchmaker envious. From handmade leather seat coverings and nickel-plated accents to gauges with jewelry-quality faces, the entire cabin of each vehicle has been painstakingly prepared for its owner. At Singer, there is no such thing as good enough. If a switch does not click with proper weight, the switch will be redesigned. If the leather is not woven well enough, it is removed and rewoven. There is no assembly line here. This is pure addiction that requires over 4,000 hours of work by hand to bring a single car to life. Yet as the prices of the creations begin to crest into the millions of dollars, a new question arose. Is this still a Porsche? Or in fact, does this represent something that has never existed before? Section 4. Why Singer became the gold standard. When the first few reimagined Porsche automobiles arrived at dealerships, the guys and gals in the car business didn't just notice it. They were mesmerized by it. Most restoration companies work to restore a vehicle to its original factory specs. But Singer Vehicle Design's goal is to bring forth a product that is better than what it once was, thus becoming the gold standard for an entire industry. Rather than simply manufacturing cars, they created a new line of cars referred to as restomods, leading to an unprecedented amount of interest from classic automobile enthusiasts who wanted to have their vehicles transform into Singerized vehicles. On its way to the top, Singer Vehicle Design faced obstacles. However, due to its rapid success, Porsche found itself sharing the spotlight with Singer Vehicle Design. In a rare move for an automobile manufacturer, Porsche struck a deal with Singer Vehicle Design, allowing it to continue to use its name on the products built by them. There is absolutely no difference in specifications for vehicles bearing the name of either company. The only differentiating factor is the usage of reimagined by Singer and Porsche on each manufacturer's products. There are many reasons that collectors have paid millions for 30-year-old cars, usually a long time before they were able to find out about them. One major reason is that they are all mechanical time capsules that are evidence of how an analog driving experience was possible, long before there were ever screens in front of the driver or electric silent motors. It is the essence of high-end leather, the responsiveness of a flat-six engine through the steering wheel, and knowing that every single atom of the car was considered and manipulated by an individual that didn't see good enough as an option. Rob Dickinson not only rescued the 964 from the lot of used cars, he resurrected a forgotten generation of cars and created a truly desirable auto for collectors through his work to create the entire Singer line of vehicles. With the right amount of dedication, passion, and originality, a car, which could have easily been thrown away, can be transformed into a timeless piece of artwork for future generations to admire and be inspired to create their own thing from. When you get the privilege of being able to turn the key in one of these vehicles, it was unquestionably worth the wait. Closing. Ultimately, what made the million-dollar Porsche significant wasn't actually the car itself. It was the individuals who built the car. Those that spent many, many hours pursuing a product that most would not even recognize as being completed. Whereas most of us would look at an old vehicle as just an old vehicle, Singer Vehicle Design viewed these same vehicles as unfinished. Perhaps that is what actually transformed these vehicles from being simply Weissach street-to-race cars into something much more than that. Indeed, it is very possible that the real reason why these Porsche cars created so much interest and changed so many people's lives was not because they were faster than existing models, or because they cost significantly more than existing models, but instead because they were a perfect example of how chasing something called perfection will ultimately make anything you are chasing a reality when pursuing far enough. Be sure to like and subscribe to this story so you never miss another opportunity to discover more stories like this one.